Today on CJ Off-Road, we're going to be installing this Mishimoto Transmission Cooler into our 2015 Silverado. Now, one thing that we really like from Mishimoto is they're always thinking of innovative ideas in order to keep your engine and your transmission running cooler. Now, the transmission cooler I have in front of me will fit all 2014 and newer V8 GMCs and Chevy Silverados that are in the 1500 application. It includes all the necessary brackets, and it's a pretty simple installation once you have the grill off and a couple other components. It includes everything that's necessary with the kit, plus this gorgeous looking transmission cooler and billet flanges on the side here to make bolting it up a breeze. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pop the hood on our 2015, get to work installing this, and show you guys how to get it done. So after you've got your hood popped, the first thing we need to do is remove this large upper radiator cover. We've got ourselves a trim removal tool, and we're going to go around and pull all the push pins out. There's about 10 or 12 in total. Just go ahead and pull them out and set them aside. With all the push pins removed, we can pull the radiator cover out of the way. So the next step is actually going to go into your fender well, and you're going to separate the inner fender liner from the front bumper in between here. You're going to need a 7mm socket as well as a T15 Torx bit. There's going to be 2 of the 7mm bolts and then 4 of the T15 Torx bolts that you have to remove. We're going to go ahead and get them separated here, and then we can start removing this lower bumper cap. Now we're going to remove the 7mm bolt here. And then we can start working on the T15 Torx bits. Something that I actually just found out is that the second 7mm bolt is actually down here. I couldn't really see it at first. Might have been the angle I was sitting at, but we're gonna go ahead and pull that out as well. And then once you complete that, we're gonna repeat the same process over on the passenger side. Now with the 2 bolts removed, we can remove this lower piece. Now we're going to remove our grill. Start by grabbing a 10mm socket and removing the 4 bolts up top. There are going to be 8 in total, 4 up top and 4 at the bottom. That's the whole reason we had to remove that bumper cap, is so we could gain access to them. There's 1, 2, now we're going to grab an extension like this, put it on our 10, and there are 4 of them down below, pretty much at the same spot, just across and in. After all 8 bolts are removed, pull it up slightly, and then the whole grill can be pulled off. So with the grill and everything off, we can now grab this provided sticker template that Mishimoto provides. And what this is going to allow us to do is to drill 2 holes in the plastic shroud to run our new transmission lines out to the provided cooler. So we're going to go ahead and grab this arrow here. You can see it's in the top left corner like this, and you're going to notch it right into the corner here. So there's a small bezel there that it'll sit into. I'm just going to pull the backing off. We're going to go ahead, line that right up to the top there, right in the corner. And now with a step bit, we're going to drill these out to the hole size, which is already on here. Perfect size up top. Now let's see if we can do the same down below. There you have it. Now we can remove the sticker we just put on there. I really like that, guys. I gotta be honest, like having a little sticker template like that takes the manufacturer only a couple seconds to do, but it saves you a ton of time rather than measuring and doing all that up in here. And you can see we've got 2 nice holes there. It looks really factory. So now we can go ahead and grab our actual cooler piece and bolt that up into place and start running some of the lines. Mishimoto also provides these nice rubber grommets to clean it up even more. So we're gonna go ahead, get those set into place, upper and lower here. Make sure those are firmly in the spot. We're gonna go ahead and set the cooler behind the radiator crossbars, and they're gonna slot up onto there. take a little bit of finagling here. Once you have them on, it should sit pretty level. Try and butt it up with this sensor here, twist that around a little bit. Looks just about good. Now Brendan's gonna actually slide the bracket on there with the provided bolt. Now you're gonna grab your outer bracket with the socket cap screw and a lock washer in there. Go ahead and get the top one started. And then we'll get the lower one started as well. Once we have these snugged up, we'll go back with a ratchet and get them tightened down. You don't have to go crazy on these. They are aluminum, so just don't go nuts because you might strip them out. Just get them nice and snug. The transmission cooler is beefy, but it's not really that heavy, so you're not really holding up too much weight, plus it is slotted. So now we're gonna remove the lower part of the transmission cooler. There'll be a couple hoses up above it, and then this one here. Brendan's just in there. You gotta first slide off the rubber cap, and then there's a small ring in there that you have to release in order to get this pulled off. He's just using a small pick to do that. And then after you have that pulled off, don't lose it. Once you pull the line off, use one of the caps that come on the cooler. Okay, so we're gonna get this one pulled off and then move up top and pull the upper one off as well. Same thing, slide the cap off as well as get the clip off.
Great shot, huh?
This is hard to get to, and it's especially hard to see on camera, but it can be done. So once you have that off, so that's what the piece is going to look like that you're going to pull off and replace with the Mishimoto pieces. The first piece you're going to grab will have a bend in it. It almost looks like a J if you hold it up in the proper orientation. This one is going to mount onto the upper point. The one on the lower end of the J will go on the factory trans, and then the one that is on the longer end is going to go into the new Mishimoto cooler. First, we're going to fish it down through and get it through those holes we just drilled. So you can see we've got it mounted up top, and then we'll show you it pops out of the upper location in the front. And now you can see popping it out right up the upper hole here. The last one we have to put in is going to be on the lower factory mount, and it'll come down through the lower hole. So now that you have everything run, go ahead and grab the 4 hose clamps as well as these 2 pieces of Mishimoto hose. The smaller one is going to go from the top location to this first hole here. The bottom one is going to go across almost to the middle of the Mishimoto transmission cooler, and then we'll go ahead and get everything tightened up either using an 8mm socket or a flathead screwdriver. So there's that one. This one. Slide it back here. Slide this piece. This top one here goes on a 90° to the first location, and then the lower one will go across behind it. You can see just like this in this orientation. And if you're like me, you're gonna have to pull this back off. And don't forget your hose clamps, because we forgot to put one down here. So slide that on first, and then get that all the way pushed on. We're gonna go back and get all of them tightened up. There again, then the last one. The last one under here is hard to see from a camera's point of view, and it's kind of tricky too even to tighten up, but we'll get it tightened up. Don't you worry, and you'll be able to do the same. Once you have all those lines tightened up with the hose clamps, we'll go ahead and reinstall our grill and get everything put back together. All right guys, well we've got the grill and everything reinstalled on the truck, and honestly it went together pretty easily once we got the transmission cooler installed. I've got to say I'm really happy with the way Mishimoto did this. It comes with everything that you need in the box and even some templates which can really help you drill out and save some time. Now what this transmission cooler is going to allow your vehicle to do is keep those transmission temps down, especially when on the highway or when you're towing. With a truck, you know that you're going to be towing and you know that you're going to be taking this thing off-road, so you want to keep those trans temps down and as cool as possible to extend the life of your transmission. Now with the Mishimoto Transmission Cooler, you can increase your capacity up to 1 quart more in the factory transmission to allow some more fluid to run through there and keep those temps down. If you want to check out this transmission cooler as well as many other great parts for your truck, be sure to visit us at cjponyparts.com. Hope you enjoyed that video. To stay up to date on our CJ Off-Road videos, make sure to subscribe up top here, and for any other installs, make sure to click the link right above.